Hey there, Rivermen fans. I'm Jason Ruff, joined by Jean-Guy Trudel. It's time for another edition of Coffee with Coach, presented by CXT Roasting.
Talk about CXT. You know who's coming tomorrow?
Tristan?
Tristan's
Yes!
coming. 8:30 a.m. for the boys.
Perfect. I've got some stuff from Ireland I need to give him and his brother.
Perfect,
So,
yep.
Perfect.
A little espresso before practice. We'll be flying.
Oh,
we'll be ready to
you
go.
always say you guys have the best practices
When he comes in.
you have.
Yep. It's amazing. He makes phenomenal coffee.
So
He
do you-
brings his own water, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, it's high-end. High-end for the room.
So do you think it's more the coffee from CXT Roasting or the fact that you've got someone there who's kind of helping you guys out and kind of making stuff special for you and just kind of like the feeling like, hey, there's someone here that's making
I think it
stuff
has
special
everything
for
to
us.
do with it. Like, if you would have went to his lab, like how professional he is, how much time he writes everything down, how much seconds roasting, he knows everything about everything. And when he comes in, he comes with his own water. Everything is his own, and it's perfect. Like it's just, and he makes it with so much love. Like he loves what he does.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you know how it is when you get a good cooked meal when it's made with love. His coffee, man, he loves what he does, and he just brings that energy. He's a guy that would be a sick teammate if he'd be on a hockey team.
Oh, yeah.
Like Tristan's just happy-go-lucky, great guy. He wants to be around. Like he's just phenomenal. So we love having him. We're lucky.
Now, what position would you put Tristan if you were playing hockey?
Tristan,
What position would you put him in?
he looks like a goalie to me.
I was gonna
with his
say.
mustache, he's got to be a
Yes.
goalie.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's got that like swagger. It's
Yeah,
like, I'm gonna be in the net.
yeah,
Kind of like an Eric Levine once had back in the day.
Yeah, a little bit of swagger. Yeah.
Little bit of something that you don't see every day. Like Eric, when he was playing, he had the long hair all down to his waist. He's big into yoga, big into all like these crazy drinks and these meals. He still is, mind you, and he's wonderful for doing that. I'll never forget. I interviewed my first year, and it was right around Halloween, and I was interviewing. Said, "What's your favorite Halloween candy?" And we get to Eric, and he says, not chocolate, don't eat chocolate, no sugar, just go all natural, like dark chocolate. Like something weird like that. I'm like, I don't know how many kids are going to take your advice, Levy.
Yeah, that's why we love Levy, right?
That's why we
love Tristan.
I tell you what, you got to be loving the way the Peoria Rivermen have entered 2026 5-0 in the new calendar year, 11-0-1 in the last 12 games. Why is this team now just all of a sudden found it?
Well, I mean, I don't think we completely found it. I think there's a lot of reasons for different things. Like the last weekend, I believe our schedule really favored us. We got there. They played the night before in Roanoke. So we got there with some injuries, a few call-ups, and, tired from a road trip. So we were lucky in that way. And the games, I remember the series against Knoxville, they also had, 3 important guys missing. So sometimes your schedule's favorable, sometimes it's tough. Sometimes like us, now we're missing guys. We lost, Devo, Foxy, Ayo, Jack. Now we're missing a lot of guys. Yeah. So it's how hockey rolls at this level, and you just gotta you gotta hope that you have enough depth to keep going when it's going. But for us, we are playing better in a way that we care more. Yet we still have a lot that we're leaving on the table that we don't like, but the boys are in it now.
Right.
I think the first 2 months was more like getting a young team to have a culture of winning, and now it's more about teaching execution and different, because every game's got his own story, so we try to acclimate those players to every situation that can come up, like game management against a certain team that play man, or you know what I mean? So now we're at that point, because now we have the care and we have the effort. Even if we don't have legs, the guys still want to win. Right. So at least that's out of the way. Now we can just keep building and getting ready for the playoffs.
I know you talk about the 3 C's a lot: consistency, compete, and care. And also connectivity as well.
Yes.
So I guess maybe 4.
Yeah.
But do you feel like this team is really hitting on the 3 C's right now?
We care. We're competing. I don't think consistency is where we want. And there's different types of consistency. To me, it's about doing what you have to do every single shift. And right now we don't have it. Because as a coach, you understand when the other team is making a push. The other team's good also. Okay. So you understand the difference between, are we still competing when the other team is making a push? Or are we just not competing, that's why the other team's making a push?
Right.
And I think we're still at the point that sometimes we stop competing a bit. We get too comfortable. We have a 3-0 lead like we did in Birmingham. The second period, we didn't show up. Yeah, I mean, so we still struggle with the consistency, but I do think we're better connected and we care. So when you care, you're connected, you're together. And I believe that we have that now. But the consistency is tough, man. It's not just us. It's at the NHL level. It's at every single level. It's finding a way to make them want to continue pushing when the body doesn't want to, and that's what's tough.
But they're getting there, it seems like.
Oh, they're a joy to coach now because they care. They're frustrating because they're not as consistent as you would like.
Where would you rank this team in terms of consistency at this point in terms to years past, and why do you think consistency is so hard to get that nailed down, especially at this level?
Well, it's everything. It's motivation only comes and goes. Consistency is everything. In your details and your habits, what you do every single day, and I think that's the hardest thing to teach to young athletes, to make sure that it's every single day, even when you're sick, when your body doesn't feel good, when you're slightly injured, you have to find a way to keep pushing and be an asset to the hockey team. And I do believe that they want to learn how to be consistent, but I do believe also that it's hard. We had a lot of change. At this level, there's a lot of change. Right. So you're bringing new guys that now you have to teach how to put effort in and how to care, and then after that you can get to the next step. So we're always kind of chasing at this level. We were lucky the last, I'd say, 4 or 5 games, we actually had the full roster for the first time of the year. And it was nice because when you have 11 forwards, if 2 or 3 are not going so well, you still have 3 good lines working. You know what I mean? But like for most of the year, we're playing only 9 forwards, 5 Ds, and it makes it difficult. So now we had a fuller roster. Now as soon as that happens, of course, now you get your call-ups and you get your injuries. Yeah, I mean, so it just you're always chasing at this level, which that's the only reason I always dream of like coaching one day in the NHL is to have the same roster or to having guys to call up that you train to be in that roster. You know what I mean? And that would be so nice because for us, it's always like you're chasing. You bring in 2 new guys now, you have to reteach everything. You know what I mean? So it's always a continuous chasing moment that gets hard mentally because you want to teach so much different things and add to what you have that you can't. Like you just can't because of the roster change and the addition and subtraction that you get every single day.
Speaking on consistency, we got to talk about the rookie phenom, Kaden Henry. He's on a 5-game goal scoring streak. He's leading all SPHL rookies in terms of goal scoring. How did Kaden Henry become a Riverman, and how much of an asset has he been to this locker room and this team here in the last couple of weeks?
Well, I think he's been, I call him the spark. I think when he came in, he was kind of the spark we needed because I felt like we were starting to get like the carrying and stuff, but I felt like, his scoring, you're adding a goal a game and you're adding a kid that he wants to be out there. And that's contagious. You want guys that want the rock in big moments, and if I don't put him enough, he's one of the kids that look back at me. And I know for some coach that's annoying. I love that. I want my boys to want to be out there. I want them, to want the last minute of the game. He gets mad sometimes because, trust is hard when you get a new player. Like defensively away from the puck, it's a hard game. And, he gets mad when I don't put him in the last minute. We have a lead, like because he wants the empty netter because he wants to score. But 2, I think he really does care about winning in his own way, which I don't care which way it is. I always say that if your way is because you want to be first star of every game and that's what pushes you to be the best, I don't care what pushes you to be the best. Just be the best. Right. And he's got that in him. And even today, he came to me and he wants. We lost a few players. He wants that spot. He wants the important spots on everything, and that's what you love about a kid. You want that passion, and he became a Riverman. He wants to stay here the whole year. He wants to be with us. He wants to keep learning away from the puck, which is his struggle a little bit. He's good offensively away from the puck, defensively away from the puck. I think he's got a lot of growing, and he knows that. But this, there's always a high ceiling with people that they want growth, and that's what we get with Kaden. He's been our spark. He comes in and he flies, and he makes everybody want to play faster, and he brings everybody in that offensive fight that we needed.
Yeah, absolutely. And you made mention to it when he first came here. He's a player that every time he touches the puck, he's taking to the net as if he has the expectation in his mind that he's going to score. I don't really think we've seen someone with that kind of confidence and poise of the puck since Jordan Ernst.
Yeah, I think, and I think that just happened lately because you got to remember last year, He was in Binghamton, could have went back, but they didn't really want him because they took a few SPHL players. And I think he changed his mindset. Something happened to that kid, because he wasn't on my radar last year either. Yeah. But something happened to that kid that he changed his mindset, and now he believes that every single time he steps on the ice, he can have success. Yeah. And that's big. When you start thinking that way, and that's why I try to teach my players. A lot of players are up and down confidence-wise. For him, even if he's having an average game, and then we're in the second period and he didn't have a good shift yet, he still thinks in his mind that if he decides that he can go score. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what you're looking for. You know what I mean? And he's got that. And that's why, he's been great for us. But for us now, we want him next year to keep moving up the ladder. So it's important for us as a coaching staff to teach him away from the puck defensively to become a better player.
Why does it seem, especially the last couple of years, that the Rivermen always have success? They always find that one diamond in the rough, that young kid they bring in, and all of a sudden they just really explode and really do great in this system.
We have so much roster movement that at one point, so for me, it's just looking at somebody and knowing if I can do something with them. I was explaining that to the boys actually in the locker room today, and if you're still here in Peoria, it's because you have something I can work with. And it's my job and Eric's job now to make sure we do everything that we have to when it comes to off-ice video or in the gym or on the ice, to make sure we put those guys in the right right place to succeed at what they are good at. And but we have a few more. I think Emantis, I don't know if it's gonna pan out, but I do believe that we can do something with that kid to have a lot of success. So when I see something, I get really motivated to kind of get the greatness out of those kids and kind of keep pushing him to want to go to higher levels and want to, even if it's in Europe, even if it's somewhere, but to continue their career having success instead of just being another player.
Well, I remember the last time you and I talked, we were talking about how the Rivermen were going to play 7 games in 10 days and how much of a mental and physical grind that is. The Rivermen come out of that 7 and 10 winning all but one of those games, the only one they lost in overtime to Quad City. How happy were you with the success of that team with so many games in such a tight window?
I was happy, especially after the break. Yeah. Because it's hard after 5 days completely off, that you come in and you play 7 and 10. And these kids, when they have a break, they have fun. Yeah. Which they should. And so I was a little worried about that, but I think right away some guys stepped up, and like I said, I think Alec Bear is finally he cares a lot right now about this team, which I was waiting for. Something I think he had, like I said, he had a good conversation with his dad. I think something clicked about him becoming, understanding why he's playing still.
How can you tell when a player has such care for the team? What was the shift you noticed out of it?
Everything. Their body language, the way they step on the bus, the way they greet teammates, the way they walk in the locker room, the way they skate in practice, the way they love, the way they interact, everything. Everything is different. And as a coach, you have to have a feel for all that. And if you don't, I think you're cheating your players, because if you don't have that feel of knowing when they feel great or when they feel a part of something or when they feel, by themselves, and you don't do something about it, you're just cheating the player. And for that's why coaching it's really hard. It's not necessarily the practice and the planning and, the pre-scouts. It's more understanding your players mentally and see when they feel great, when they don't feel great, and do something about it to make sure that you get the best out of them for the team and the crowd and the fans, but also for themselves so they can feel good, because our relationships at the end of the day is more important than anything else. So that's a tough job about it, kind of getting, a feel on absolutely every single player on the team and making them all feel like they have a big part in what we do here in our company. So I feel right now that Alec is back to completely being committed to being the captain of the hockey team. Which is really nice, because he's our engine when it comes to stirring the pot offensively. He's our engine, and he's got to drive it, and he's been driving it lately, especially in Birmingham. I thought he had 2 great games.
Absolutely, and you know what? The Rivermen are going to need him, because no Jack Bosted, no Garrett Devine. They've all accepted call-ups to the ECHL. The Rivermen have 3 straight coming up against the surging Quad City Storm. Friday night on the road in Moline, Saturday and Sunday here at Peoria. It's going to be Disney night on Saturday night. The Rivermen wearing specialty Disney uniforms, 1 each period. And then on Sunday, it's Sunday Family Fun Day, plus Mighty Rivermen night. The Rivermen wearing special Mighty Ducks inspired uniforms, and you know the drill on Sunday Family Fun Day. Specialty kids tickets for the Upper Bowl, specialty pricing, as well as a pregame kids fest and a postgame skate with the team. 3 straight against Quad City. They're a team that the last time they played Peoria, they were able to come away with an overtime victory, and they are a different team than when we saw them at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, they made some great trade. When they made that trade, Golka, that wasn't playing for them, so they really got 2 really good players for a player that wasn't playing, that was injured. I knew that they were going to be deep now. Now they have 3 lines of firepower. They're all healthy. No forward is called up. They have a few Ds that are missing right now, but I think they have enough depth right now to be really good. So they've been playing extremely well. I think Topper over there, their coach, did a good job of kind of getting rid of that lazy culture and bringing some kids that are hungry to get better. And you can see the result right now. They're playing really well. I think they have the 2nd best record after us since December 1st. So they're going right now. They're playing well. They have a deep roster up front. And for us, it's another great challenge. We're missing 2 of our top 3 centers, which is awesome because now we're going to get McChesney as a center and get a full-time centerman to get his reps. And then Brendan, Stoger's going to have to step up his game and make sure that, he becomes a Riverman in a hurry because now he's going to get probably, 16 to 20 minutes a game. So it's just the depth, we'll see how the depth reacts for us. Missing 2 of our top 3 centers and, missing Jack also. Tino's going to have a heavier workload and we brought in Mac here, so we're pretty happy with him also. He was on radar last year also. So we're pretty happy to get to see him on, he's going to be playing Sunday for us. So we're excited. I love bringing new faces in and kind of see what we can work on. And it's good for our depth guys to have bigger roles also. Guys are going to step in on Devo's role on the power play. That means we need another bumper. That means you're trying different guys and maybe you find a spark, like you said.
Yep.
Maybe we put Big E as a bumper and he becomes the best bumper in the league and all of a sudden his scoring goes up and then all of a sudden we found another diamond in the rough. And so it's always, it's not fun as a coach. But you're not going to hear excuses from me. I mean, we've dealt with it for all our lives with the call-ups and everything else, so we're just going to keep, pounding the rock and keep seeing what happens.
I'm sure he would love to be that diamond in the rough against his former team, no less, eh?
Yeah, and that's, we talk about those things. No, it's important to know. We talk about it. I mean, we have ex-Quad City guys that should be upset that team didn't want them, and I told them to drive this weekend. Yeah, I mean, we got to find any which way that we can to make sure that we have the excitement, because they're long years. I know fans don't understand. When you play Quad City 16 times a year, like it gets long playing the same team over and over again. So we got to find any single little thing of excitement that we can to make sure we build up this weekend to get the best. Because for us right now, we put ourselves in a position to be in the playoffs. So now our habits and our details and our process, we got to just dial it in. And not only that, but we got enough wins right now that we can have fun with things.
Yeah.
Like try different things in games and see if they work or not against Quad or against another team. So in the playoffs, we have a few hidden secrets that we can use, if things are hard and stuff like that. So it's a fun process now that the boys did what we had to do to be in a good position to make the playoffs, and now we can just focus on the process of getting ready for it.
Again, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Peoria taking on Quad City. Friday in Moline, Saturday, Sunday here in Peoria. Guy, looking forward to it.
All right, buddy.
For Jean-Guy Trudel, I'm Jason Ruff. This has been Coffee with Coach, presented by CXT Roasting.